welcome back to episode 2 of One Nation Divided, hosted by me, that one conservative guy, and Aidan.
What's up, your boy, the mother lover? What's up?
All right, so today we're going to be taking a look. We're kind of continuing what we talked about in the first episode, the election results. In this episode, we're going to be taking a in-depth look at the electoral map. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. And like I said, while I'm pulling this up, you can talk about your thoughts on the electoral map there.
Oh god. Well, I mean, I know. I mean, there was a lot of states that we were expected to be called, called red, called blue, and then there were some surprise states. We had no idea. With Georgia, it was a very big upset. We had no idea. So surprise states like that. And then there was the states that we're still really not that sure of. Actually, Georgia is actually one of them. But it's like Pennsylvania. There is a lot of controversy going on with the Trump campaign, I should say, instead of Trump administration. And so it's really just a mess right now. It looks complete here, but as far as Trump challenging, it is it's probably certain that Biden will carry the win this term. But is until December 6th, I'd say that. Or when these results are certified, I'd say that it's really just a mess.
Right, yeah. Because, I mean, this is with AP. AP has not even called Georgia yet.
Yeah.
And look how close Georgia is. I mean, literally, we're
I mean,
looking
Biden
at...
has won, so unless Trump flips something, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I mean, some states, like Georgia was expected to go red and still
but
hasn't
like
even
you
been
see
called
how
yet.
close it is. It's 0.3%. You can see how close it is. I
Yeah.
mean, literally, just I mean, it could flip real easy. I mean,
Yeah.
and that Georgia's actually doing a recount by hand. So these results could flip. I'm not saying they are, but they could. But Georgia was definitely one that was very interesting.
Yeah.
I predicted it would go red. I didn't think we'd had a problem with it.
Yeah.
But it flipped red, or
Yeah.
it flipped blue, excuse me.
Flip blue.
But you
Yeah.
can just see how close that was in Georgia. I mean, it
Yeah.
split literally right down the middle.
I would also just like to kind of touch on, you know, if we look deeper into this map, like if you go into Texas, in certain other states, which is Texas as an example, we'll see like if you go deep in, like if you look at the counties, I would say look at how different these environments are politically, because what Texas is an example of throughout the entire country is that Biden won a lot of these big cities, a lot of these big areas. Like you see Texas, it's mostly the majority is red, but it was so close. It was very close. It's 46-52. That's pretty close, especially when you're looking at this map and you think the majority should be red. And that's because Biden won a lot of these cities. He aims for big areas. Houston,
Democrats tend
Boston,
to win on
Dallas.
bigger cities. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So I
taking a look
think
at Georgia, the county breakdown. I mean, we see around the big cities. Atlanta, that is where all of the counties around Atlanta are blue.
yes.
And then a few odd counties over here, but like around Savannah, Georgia, right there on the border of South Carolina, there that went Democrat. Augusta in South Carolina, right there on the border, that went there. Like I said, it's just around the big cities. I mean, we see that trend. It's that way. I mean, looking at North Carolina too, we see around the big cities. Charlotte went blue, Greensboro, Raleigh, Fayetteville. I mean, it went all blue.
Yeah, in hypothetical, not that I don't see this happening at all, and I know you don't either. Any rational person doesn't see this happening. But in a very hypothetical alternate universe where a civil war breaks out, I definitely think it would be more of cities versus countries, cities and suburbs versus countries.
Countryside.
So call your shots there. I'm just saying, in a hypothetical
I'm
universe,
part
that
of
would
the
be the two
countryside,
sides
so I
here.
think I'm good.
Yeah, that would be the civil war, bro. The
Yeah,
countries
I'm
versus the
good.
cities. Take it as it is.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at Arizona. That was another one that was that was a red state in 2016 and it flipped blue. Again, look how close that is. 49.4 for Joe Biden and 49.1. Again, that is a 0.3 percentage difference right there. I mean, that is very, very close. I mean, just take that for yourself. Now, I'm not sure if Arizona's doing a recount, but like I said, we see Phoenix and Tuscan, again, those big cities going blue. But I think again, you just see how close that was. I'm not sure what the margin was in 2016, but again, you just see how close these swing states are. I mean, Arizona,
Yeah.
a lot of people projected it to go blue. I was kind of thinking it would be red. I knew it was kind of getting to that point. I was thinking it might stay safe for 2020, but 2024 it might swing blue. But I mean, surprisingly, like I said, I mean, look how close that is. You know, it's really close.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at the county by county breakdown too. I mean, we see how split it is. So
Just by looking at this map as a whole and even going into deeper depth and looking at the counties within these states, should we be concerned about how much division is in this country? I mean, we know from 2016 that there was division in this country, but 2020 took it to a whole nother level with
well,
this pandemic going on and everything else that's been going on this year. Should we be concerned with the amount of division that has risen from
it
2016 and is here now?
definitely looking at the numbers for 2020, we see how it's split. I mean, we just looked at Georgia and Arizona. We saw how it was literally split right down the middle.
Yes. It's still
So
not even called. It's literally been almost 2 weeks since the election, and it's still too close to be called.
right. I mean, of course, AP projected Biden, but like I said, it's not even officially projected. I mean, the results are not certified.
Biden's leading, but he's not the projected winner.
Right, but yeah, it's just crazy. So, and like I said, they haven't even called Georgia. Georgia still could go to Trump and increase his lead, even though
Yeah.
that might it won't still get him closer to the 270 threshold, for him to win, but still. So now we're going to move up northwest and just take a look at that. Let's take a look at Minnesota. I I projected that it would go blue. I had a feeling it would go blue, so it didn't really surprise me when Minnesota went blue. But the Trump campaign did spend a lot of time. Obviously, there's a bigger margin here between the previous two states that we looked at.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I said, that one doesn't really surprise me. Minnesota, you know, didn't really surprise me that much.
Yeah.
But I
And
mean,
again, you're seeing a current theme with what I pointed out in Texas, what happened with Georgia, and what you're seeing in Minnesota is Biden is really aiming with these big cities, and
yeah,
Trump is going more with the country guys. And I don't really think if you look at the great, if you've seen, everything that's going on with the past year, it really doesn't surprise you that much that Biden is winning in cities and Trump is winning in countries.
yeah.
But I think Biden definitely has an advantage with these countries. Biden has an advantage with these cities.
hmm Looking at Wisconsin here, breaking it down, like I said, um, there's quite a bit of it. It's very interesting here in Wisconsin. Look how close that is. I mean, you have a 49.6 for Joe Biden, 48.9 for Donald Trump. That's literally 7%, or not a 7%, a 0.7% difference right there. I mean, look how close it is. 20,000 votes, 20,000 separate the two. And you can just see how close this is in Wisconsin right here. Just looking, there's a lot of red and a decent amount of blue. But like I said, just looking at how close this election is, all these swing states are divided right down the middle.
Yeah, not
Um,
just close how just not just how close the election results are, but really where these two parties are coming from. You look at Republicans; they're not anti-Biden; they're pro-Trump. They love Trump. They love everything he's done. Um, you don't have to like Trump, but they like Trump. And if you go look at Democratic Party, they're very anti-Trump instead of pro-Biden. So just by looking at like where those two parties coming from, it definitely influences the election the way the Democrats see it and the way the Republicans see it. And that's honestly why I thought Trump was going to win because the Republicans that pushed for Trump and the people that pushed for Trump were very pro-Trump, and the people that pushed for Biden were very just anti-Trump. They didn't really passionately support Joe Biden. They just hated Trump.
Right, and
And I
this
thought,
election wasn't even, it didn't have anything to do with
yeah,
policies or anything. It was just about the person. It was like, are you for Trump or against Trump? That's
yeah.
basically what it, boiled down to. It wasn't about policies and anything else.
Yeah,
And
and I thought the passion for Trump would really rise over the hate for Trump. I mean, I guess I was wrong. We're all wrong, but that's kind of why I thought Trump had the upper hand here. But I guess, this whole orange man bad thing that Biden pulled for the past year or so, ever since he started running for president back in the primaries, it worked. I mean, it like I said last time, it worked.
right,
So you gotta give it to Biden and Vice President elect Harris, because they knew what they were doing. They
yeah,
and they
and
really
I mean,
sold
we
it. They
can get
sold
into
it.
the fraud stuff and all that, but we're not going to get into that right now. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, we see how close these are, and if something significant was to change, the results could flip. But again, that's for a different time to talk about that. So let's take a look at Michigan. Look at all that red in Michigan, but we look at our big cities: Flint, Detroit, Grand Rapids. I mean, we look, and this one's not as close percentage wise, but it's still pretty close. Considering, I mean, you look, there's just about maybe not quite 150,000 votes that separate them, and Michigan was the one that like 150,000 votes came in overnight mysteriously, and gave Biden his lead. But we're not going to get too far into that. But I'm just making a point. But yeah, I mean, Michigan, we look at that. I mean, again, another very close state right here.
Yeah.
And like I said, it could have swung either way. But like I said, in the end, it did go to Biden. But like I said, it's just so close. Like all these, swing states real close. I mean, so let's take a look at Pennsylvania as well.
I will say, and I don't want to go too far into this, but I will say it's quite coincidental how these key states end up being the ones with the most controversy as far as voter fraud goes. Not to get too far into that, I just kind of want to make that point real
Because
quick.
a lot like Florida's a swing state, but they didn't have issues with that. They knew what they
No,
were doing. But
it
then
was close. I mean, it was close,
yeah,
but Trump ended up winning.
yeah, Trump ended up winning. But you look, they eliminated down on the voter fraud. They had the results in election night. These other states, they didn't really know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Florida learned their lesson from 2000. But we look, and look how close it is in Pennsylvania, literally by 1 percentage point. 49.9 for Joe Biden and 48.9 for Donald Trump. That's so close.
Very close.
And that again, that could possibly flip. I mean, there's a very thin margin, right? That's very thin. Anything, a recount or anything could trigger a flip. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could. But again, just looking at Pennsylvania right here, just look how, close that is. It's just so close. It's
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to definitely keep, you know, being keep following the updates coming with all these legal challenges that the Trump campaign is taking on in certain states. There's going to be a lot of news, especially coming up with the recent dates that we have that are going to be certifying the election and everything.
yeah.
So pay real close attention to that. A lot of news is going to be coming up within the next coming weeks regarding this campaign and regarding how Trump's legal challenges are going to go.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, nothing is finalized yet. A lot of
No,
people already said,
these
"Oh, the election's
these are projected. The media has called these, but the media does not certify the results.
right."
They project the results. That's why they say that Biden is the projected winner of this state, Trump is the projected winner of that state, Biden is the projected president-elect. These are not called, but these are projected by the media. They will be certified at a later date by the
Yeah,
state.
yeah. But they're certified by Congress and by the government.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
I said, I mean, we're not. It's not over yet. There's still time for stuff to change. Again, I'm not saying something's going to change. I'm saying
I don't believe there is, but I would
I
like
don't.
to just
Yeah, I don't
kind of
believe
keep an
anything's
open mind.
going to change. Yeah, but with
Um,
keeping an open mind, I mean,
yeah,
Donald Trump could pull off something, but I'm not saying he is. I've seen some
Super
stuff.
Don.
There's less than a 1% chance of him actually overturning the election results.
Yeah.
But we're in for we're in for the long run. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, and honestly, if there is
It's gonna be
something
Joe
that's going
Biden,
on,
Donald Trump. So
if there is something that's going on, I think Trump's going to find it because they're looking deep in these swing states.
yeah,
The states that obviously went blue and obviously went red, um, they're not going to look into,
yeah.
but they're looking into the key states.
Yeah, real quick too. A lot of these states here that was really close, like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, they use like a system called I think it's the Dominion system. Or
Yeah,
yeah, so
I've
that's
heard a
what's
lot
called.
about
Like
that
I
on Trump's
said,
Twitter.
yeah, there's a lot of evidence showing of that, like flipping votes and stuff like that. So, say for example, something like that did happen, and and it was proven without a reasonable doubt that there was fraud going on, something magical could happen, and Michigan or Wisconsin or Pennsylvania might can swing back to Trump. Not saying it's going to happen again. Like I said, this is just a less than 1% chance happening. But with Donald Trump, I say never tell him the odds. He'll always find something out. So
Never tell Don the odds.
never tell him the odds.
All right. I believe probably that's all the time we have for today.
Yep, that's all the time we have for today. I just wanted to
Amazing.
take today and look through the electoral map and just, kind of analyze that. And like I said, hopefully by the time we post this, nothing will have changed. But
Well, don't fingers crossed, knock
yeah,
on wood.
yeah,
Well,
don't
depends on what your side you're on.
information. But
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode. If you hadn't watched the first episode, I highly suggest you do that. Make sure you follow us on our social media. The TikTok, my TikTok, is at that one conservative guy, and yours is at the mother lover.
Yes, I do. Don't ask me why. I just like it.
He just likes it. Yep. So so
Just
follow us
something
on
I
TikTok.
like.
Yeah.
All right.
Follow us on TikTok and for more political content. And thank you all for watching. You want to add anything else?
No, just keep an open mind, guys. Stay updated. Um, pay close attention because you're going to see a lot in these upcoming weeks. Something might change, something might not, but just keep updated, keep an open mind, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.